welcome back. My name is Hannah and this is Hannah's Hangers, the YouTube channel. Today we are talking about using Facebook Marketplace, the business profile, to expand your reselling business. But before we get started, I would love if you could please subscribe to my channel, drop a comment, drop a like, follow me on Instagram. Let's keep the conversation going well past the time that I upload this video. So without further ado, let's jump right in to reselling and making Facebook Marketplace work for you and your business. First, I want to give you my Facebook Marketplace origin story because it's pretty simple, and I want to share with you why I've decided to go this route and how I hope that selling on Facebook Marketplace can really just expand and enhance my reselling business. I'm going to be really transparent with you. One of the big reasons I decided to jump into Facebook Marketplace now is because they are waiving all selling fees until June of 2022. I stumbled upon this by accident. So I had a few listings up on Facebook Marketplace just as a person and, an individual. And the other day I logged in, there was a big bold banner that was like, hey, if you register as a business, we are going to waive your selling fees until June of 2022. And I was like, that's a sign. This was also right when the whole thing with Poshmark was happening, when they changed the default sorting. So I was thinking about cross-listing. I already sell on eBay and I sell on Mercari and Poshmark, and I use Vendo. So I was like, all right, I can totally do this. And Facebook Marketplace just really seemed like the next platform that I wanted to get into. I love all you guys who sell on Depop, but I just know nothing about vintage, and I just don't think Depop is for my ideal customer personally. So Facebook Marketplace seemed to really align with all of my goals. And the bonus is it's basically risk-free. With the no seller fees for the first 3 months, I decided, hey, even if I make a few sales, that's better than nothing. And I can make a decision then when the selling fees come back, whether or not this is something that I really want to pursue. So I opened my Facebook Marketplace official Hannah's Hangers shop about 2 weeks ago. Since then, I've made 3 sales, and my listings have had about 1,000 views every 7 days. They give you really great insights, which is really cool. So things have been really successful so far. So during this video, I'm going to share with you what I think you should do before you even get started, how you get started, because it took me forever to figure out how to even maneuver around Facebook, and then where I hope that my reselling business kind of fits in the Facebook Marketplace market. So I know a lot of people in the reseller community find eBay really intimidating, and that kind of turns people off. For me, I had that same feeling with FB Marketplace. I keep things really separate, and I really didn't want kind of my friends and family in the business, and I only had a personal, Facebook page that I made 12 years ago, and I just didn't quite know how to do it. So I really spent the time to sit down, figure it out. It took me a lot longer than I'd like to admit to get everything the way that I wanted to, but I finally figured everything out, and I'm at the point where I feel like I can share everyone the things that are useful. So the first 3 things I'm going to talk about today are 3 things that I wish I had done before I even opened a Facebook Marketplace shop. The first is create a Facebook business page. If you have an Instagram for your reselling business, you can follow mine, Hannah's Hangers. Then you already have a Facebook page that goes with it. This is something that I don't use. I don't post on Facebook. Like I said, I think I keep things really siloed, and I didn't really find use in the Facebook page part of it. So it's kind of been dormant. I didn't even have a profile photo. But for Facebook Marketplace, for your shop, it needs to be connected to a page. So I kind of did it backwards. I opened my shop, and then I was like, oh, I need to update my page because it doesn't even have a profile picture, and it doesn't look legitimate and that sort of thing. So I would highly recommend that you get and establish your page first. You don't have to have any posts, but there is an about section with the email and the contact information, and all of that gets transferred to your shop when you eventually do open it. So I would just recommend page exactly what you want it before the shop would be opened. Second big thing is to figure out what your shipping policy is going to be. So one thing that's going to be different when you're moving into Facebook is that everything. You have to figure out what shipping you'd like. There are multiple options on Facebook Marketplace. You can set it up kind of like a Poshmark where they send you a prepaid label, the buyer buys for it, everything email, pretty simple and easy. And then there's also the other way where you do all of the shipping and you cover the costs. So I wanted something a little in between. I ended up deciding to use Pirate Ship. I've been using it for a few of the bulkier items that I would sell on Poshmark, or actually Mercari and eBay. But I decided that what I was going to do, because the shipping was kind of expensive on Facebook, they took a lot of your cut away. So I decided that I was going to charge just a flat fee of shipping. So I charged $3 for shipping on every item, and then I ship on my own. So I will, once I make a sale, I will go in to Pirate Ship. I ship first class USPS in most cases, and then I just transfer the shipping number or the tracking number right back to Facebook Marketplace. This is something that worked really well for me, but it took me a while to establish what my shipping was going to be. And then some of my listings had free shipping, some had $5 rates, some Facebook was going to give me a label. So that's one thing that I would recommend that you do, is kind of have a plan on what your shipping is going to be, so you don't have to go and correct all of your listings later. That would have saved me a lot of time had I taken my own advice. And the third main thing is about what you're going to do with your inventory, how you're going to get it over there. Are you going to transfer everything? Is there going to be a select market? What are you going to do? So I use Vendo to cross list. I love it so much. I will definitely be doing a video demo about it in case you're thinking about trying it, but I do have a link in the show notes and in my channel page. Also on Instagram, if you're interested in trying, I have an affiliate discount code there. I would highly recommend it. But the one thing is, so I also use it for cross-listing and then inventory management. So I have a pretty good snapshot of everything that I have listed, but I have a lot of listings. Probably not as many as some of you, but it felt really overwhelming to just start again with Facebook. So what I decided on Facebook, and something that worked for me, is I'm only going to do drops weekly. So I'm going to list on Facebook for me, it's every Wednesday night. And then everything that I've listed new on Poshmark, Mercari, etc. throughout the week, then I would cross list to Facebook on Wednesday, and they're going to go into a special collection, which I'll talk about a little later. This way things are really organized for me and it doesn't get super overwhelming. And then throughout the week, I'm also kind of backtracking. So things that I already had listed on Posh, I'm going to list periodically on Facebook Marketplace. I think having a clear vision on what inventory you want to move over there is really going to help your own mental sanity, so that you're not getting overwhelmed, before starting. I think a lot of times, especially when starting on a new platform, it's like, where do I start? I've already done all this work on Poshmark. How do I get it? Really overwhelmed. So if you have a plan on how you're going to move that inventory, or if maybe you're just going to start fresh, or maybe, your Facebook Marketplace is only going to be kids, then I think it's just going to save you a lot of time in the long run. So to summarize, the 3 things that I would highly recommend you do before you even open Facebook Marketplace Commerce would be: determine your shipping and your shipping policy. Do you take returns? That kind of thing. Figure out what you're going to do with your existing inventory. Will you be importing old inventory or just working with new? And then last but not least, of course, create a Facebook Marketplace, a page that will eventually link to your shop. Followed my advice, maybe didn't, that's all right. And now you're ready to actually start your Facebook Marketplace. This for me was extremely confusing, so I'm gonna hopefully go through it pretty slowly so that for you, you'll understand kind of the terminology that you use and make it a little easier when looking at FB Marketplace as a whole. First things first, how do you actually start a business? The way I did it is how I described it earlier in this video. There was a little bar that said, click here and register as a business. That's what I did. I'm sure you can find it in other places, but for me, that was the easiest, quickest. It made me enter some tax information. It's really similar to what Posh and Mercari had been asking for. And then it was done. The shop does have to go through a review period. They have to like look at all of your listings, and they say it's going to take 24 hours. Mine did not. I think all of my listings were active in maybe 5-6 hours. And something that's really cool is if you have an existing commerce profile, like just a personal one, and you have listings there, everything is going to automatically transfer to your business, which I was like, thank goodness, because I had, like 50 some listings up on the commerce. So I didn't lose any of that. It just all got transferred. Before we go any further, I want to mention that this video is mostly about Facebook Marketplace on your desktop computer. I have an iPad that I use mostly for all my business, but I do use my computer for a few things. Listing is one of them, and Facebook. The Facebook app is not the best when it comes to marketplace and listings, so it just looks really different and it's formatted differently. So I would highly recommend that you use your computer. All of my tips are kind of going to be aligned with that. So hopefully you have access to a computer and are able to look at it that way. It just makes more sense to me. I think it'll make a little more sense to you as well. All right. So now you've made the business and you have this profile. You will see that whatever profile picture you have on your page, which is why I say develop that first, is also on your commerce and your business page, which is cool because it's linked. Something that I learned last week is that people can actually message you about a listing on your page and it doesn't come up in the commerce inbox. So make sure that you have access to the page on your app or on your computer too, because people could reach out that way. The first thing that I did was check all of my listings. Like I said, they should transfer over to Facebook Marketplace, like from your commerce profile to your business, but I would just check to make sure everything's transferred, and especially that your default settings are correct. So there were a few that I had to change, namely my shipping. I had to set up what my return policy was going to be. And if you go in and edit a listing, that's how you can figure out where all of these things are. If you've never used Facebook Marketplace at all, something that's really kind of nice is instead of it being one long listing page like a Posh or Mercari, it goes in different stages. So, the first thing is kind of about the item, the next thing is about the price, and then the third thing is about shipping or how you want to distribute this, because you can do pickup too if you're interested. I do not personally. And then you just hit like next through it all. So in order to familiarize myself with Facebook Marketplace, I just went next on one of my existing listings because I wanted to see if anything changed or if there were any settings that I wanted to change myself. So I did that. Also, when you're scrolling through, you will find a little like toolbox at the bottom. It's not a box, but it's like a wrench and something else. I don't know. At the bottom, and it says manage your shop. You definitely want to click there and be in that view. So when you're managing your shop, there's so many options that it got really overwhelming to me. So I'm just going to tell you what I've been doing to kind of organize all my listings. So the first thing is this thing called collections. So think of collections kind of like an album or a different way of organizing it. Basically, it's like a folder. If a buyer clicks on collections, they'll see everything that you note to put in the collections. Right now, I only have 2. So I have one collection that's deals under $20. So these are like all of my picks that are $20 or less. I was hoping that collections will show on the front page, which they do, so that buyers would be like, oh, these are really quality items, but not too expensive, right? So I have deals under 20, and then I have a just arrived. So like I mentioned earlier, I am doing weekly drops on Facebook Marketplace for now. It seems to work really well with my insights. I'm getting a lot of traction. Also, it's not as overwhelming to me. So I have it set, and this is something you can configure, that my weekly drops will then go into a collection that says just in, just arrived, and it's all weekly drops. And what's really cool, and one of the features that I love about Facebook Marketplace so far, is that running a sale and giving offers to customers is so easy, and I'm going to touch on that later. So I have those 2 collections. All of my listings, not all of them, go into those 2. And then the rest of my listings are just found on my homepage. If you're looking at it on the app, you can just scroll through, see all of them, or you can click on a collection. So you can make as many collections as you want. I've seen some people have their shops set out by category, right? Like dresses, tops, skirts. For me, I just decided that I was gonna have these main two. I think I am gonna venture into kind of an off-season one. So we're going into spring, so I think I'm gonna add a collection of sweaters, and then everything in that collection may be heavily discounted. So that would be kind of the main page there and how people shop. Once you've set up your page and added a few collections, added your listings, you're definitely ready for people to shop. It's really easy on the buyer end. You just click buy now, and then they can message you and you can negotiate prices if you want, anything like that. I have not been able to find a way in the business section to add offers to my listings. So if you know how to do that, please comment and let me know. I've been Googling it for like 2 weeks and I just don't think it's a function that they have. But what I've been doing with buyers is if they message me asking if I'll take a lower price, I'll negotiate with them via chat and then just lower the price and they'll buy now, which has worked really well. I've found that the people that are like really interested in messaging me about an item don't ghost as much as they definitely do in Poshmark comments. So, you know, it might be a little more personal. I also have, you know, it's set that it will go to my Facebook Messenger. So I pretty much get these messages all the time. It comes up as a little notification and it's really great so far. One last thing I'm going to link right here. You can see, so this is the seller dashboard. This is super cool. This tells you everything that you kind of need to take action on. I think that one of the things I loved about Facebook Marketplace, the business side, is that it's really set for business, right? So it's giving you all of these tools to succeed. You've got insights, chats you need to respond to, orders you need to fill, shipping offers, all of that kind of stuff is right here in this one snapshot. So it's super easy to see. As you can see, I have one pending. I did make a sale right before I sat down to do this video and I was like, perfect. I sold a pair of Lululemon leggings for full price and the buyer paid $3 shipping. I have a shipping handling time of 2 business days. I'll probably ship tomorrow, but I'm really excited because those leggings I've had listed on Posh for about probably 3 to 4 weeks. And they're a size 4 in great condition. So I'm super happy that that sale came through. But anyway, so when I'm ready to ship, and basically what I would do is click on the pending sales, and then I would move over to Pirate Ship, enter this person's all this information, and then, you know, print my label, move back to Facebook Marketplace, and just copy and paste the tracking number, and then it would mark as shipped. So Facebook does payments, I think it's like 5 days after intended delivery date. This basically evens you get paid about once a week. My other and previous sales, I've gotten paid. It'll tell you like pending payouts, you know, how much you're going to get and when it's supposed to be in your account. It gets deposited right in your bank account, which is super cool. You don't have to transfer it over. So those are definitely some things that I'm loving so far about Facebook Marketplace is even though it takes a little bit of work at the beginning to set up, you know, with the collections and the pages and all of that, once it's set up and rolling, there's not much like babysitting you have to do, right? There's no sharing. There's a few chats you have to answer, but for the most part, I just kind of let my listings happen and people are buying. So that's really exciting. So last thing I wanted to talk about today in my little intro to Facebook Marketplace is offers and how you can use these. One of the features that I absolutely love about FB Marketplace is the ability to create discounts and offers for your store. I have a lot of offers currently running. My store is on sale because I'm trying to have like a spring sale. I'm running a sale on Posh, but basically you just go to the offers tab and then you can type in any type of sale you want. So if you want to do a free shipping sale, if you want to do a 20% off sale, if you buy one thing, then you get the other for free. All of those things exist and they make it really easy for you. So currently I have a few permanent sales. You can also pick sales that only run from time to time. So permanent, I have a 20% off everything that's in my just in collection. So this is super cool. So on Wednesdays, I will drop a new item. I'll add them to recently added. I think it's called just added with an exclamation point. And then I have it set that everything in that collection will be 20% off for the next week. So you can set, so the end date would be 1 week later. And then on that end date, they'll still be in the just added collection, but those won't have the offer. So I'll move them out and replace them with new inventory. I think this is awesome because I wanted to create like I'm dropping new stuff, kind of like an Instagram story sale, but on Facebook Marketplace. And this is a way to incentivize people to follow your commerce profile and your business so that they always know when new drops are coming. So I have that going. I also have 20% off everything that is $50 or more. This is something that Facebook Marketplace suggested as you're just getting started. I have not made a sale of an item that was $50 or more, but 20% off isn't too much with that. So I'd be really happy because, again, remember, no selling fees, so your profit margins are going to be really good. That's permanent. And then I do have a free shipping bundle discount in there. So I also have, if you buy 3 or more items, you're going to get shipping for free. Remember that I add $3 for shipping on each item. So I think that's a really good deal and hopefully incentivizing people to do it. So those are my 3 permanent offers that I always have. And then I have one for returning customers, which I'm so excited about. So Facebook not only allows you to just automatically apply the discount, but it allows discount codes. On the back of my thank you notes, I have one right here. I have that if they mention return 20, they get 20% off their next purchase. So on Facebook, I have it set that if they write return 20 on the discount, on the listing during checkout, then they will get the discount of 20%. And that all happens automatically once they enter a coupon code, which is super cool. And that's another permanent. And then currently I'm running a 25% off sale on all of my listings because I really want to start getting, Facebook Marketplace. And I'm also, like I said, running a sale. So 25% off applies to all. I have found this to be extremely user-friendly, the offers. Some other things are not as user-friendly, but the offers and running discounts have been fantastic. I just started the 25% off sale earlier today. Like I said, already made a sale. And my insights are great too. That's another thing about Facebook Marketplace. Your insights are going to be really similar to the insights that you're getting on Instagram, but just listings. So I can see how many people in the past 7 days, or more have looked at my listings, have clicked on them, shared them, saved them, followed me, done all of those things. So when you're really looking at it for a business perspective, I think it just makes it really easy to kind of run your business and keep those numbers, which is something I definitely need. So you can probably tell that I'm super excited about expanding my business through Facebook Marketplace. I do intend to keep it at least until June, and probably in June I'll do another wrap-up video of what I learned from selling on Facebook Marketplace for the past 3 months and how things are going. So far, so good. I think it's really a way to just supplement my biggest selling platform with is Poshmark. With that being said though, I'm definitely not an expert on Facebook Marketplace. So if you have any really good tips or tricks, especially if you're just starting out as a beginner, please drop them in the comments. Let us know. Like I said, let's continue the conversation. I will be continuing the conversation when I learn more about Facebook Marketplace. If you'd like an in-depth tutorial about Facebook Marketplace, maybe like a screen share, please also let me know. I'm really happy to do that. I think Facebook Marketplace is something that's a little underutilized in the reselling community as far as clothes or some of the people that I follow, and I think it's a place that all of us could really expand our business. So hopefully my tips, and you've learned a little more about Facebook Marketplace and how to get started. If you do start your Facebook Marketplace business off of this video, please let me know. I'd love to come and shop. And I also want to support you on Posh or Mercari or wherever you sell. So thank you so much for supporting my content. I will be around. My Instagram is @_HannahsHangers. And I will be doing that buy, sell, trade video at some point as promised. I just haven't gotten there to actually sell my clothes. You know, things happen. But I'll be back really soon. In the meantime, comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you later. Thanks so much for joining me.